What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the TRUF Life Podcast. We got another week, another episode, baby. We're on episode 66. In today's episode, we're talking about how success is going to take some sacrifices. I think I've touched on sacrifices in a couple episodes earlier, but it's big, man. It's really big how much sacrifices you're going to have to take to make to be successful. Whenever you really want to be successful, whenever you really want to be top tier, you can't be normal anymore. Anything that you think any type of life of normalcy that you think is finna happen, you're not going to be successful being normal. You can get a normal job. You can have a normal life being normal. But if you want to have a extravagant life, you want to have a life of a big impact, you want to impact millions of people, you can't be normal. Everything about you have to change. Let's look at Elon Musk. That guy's not normal. My man said that he will work, he said he will work 22 hour days, including weekends. He's trying to change the world. And then he sold this company. I think he was part owner of PayPal. And I think that, I forgot how much money it was, but he put a certain amount of money towards Tesla and a certain amount of money towards SpaceX. And he was going back and forth for which company he wanted to fund. And he was like, it's two of my babies. I can't just, one of them dies. So he put some of the money here and some of the money there. And he needed help with his rent the next month. That's a sacrifice. When you're putting that much millions of dollars into companies and you have no guarantees, first of all, that's a strong belief in yourself, a strong belief in the companies. And it's a big sacrifice that you have to take. You just sold a company for millions of dollars, hundreds of millions of dollars. And you just invested it all in two companies that you believe in. That's sacrifice. I mean, what do you think his wife was thinking? What do you think his family was thinking? Probably calling them all kind of stupid. Probably telling them, look, this is not a good idea. Or I don't know his family. They probably were saying, you go after all of your dreams like family members should. They probably were saying, you should go after everything. I don't care how much money you spent on it. Go for it. You only got one life. You're going to have to make some sacrifices, man. And it's hard. It's hard to sacrifice. It's hard to believe in something when you don't know that it's going to pan out. And one of the things that was hard for me is I had to sacrifice my family. Moving across the world, being over here for 11 years, I had to sacrifice. My nieces are growing up. I got grown nieces. I got grown nephews that I barely know. I got little cousins I barely know. Aunties I barely know. All of this because I was chasing my dream. It's the sacrifice that comes with it. My mom is getting older. We haven't had a mother and son relationship in the last 14, 15 years. I'm always in the gym. I barely get to see my mom. She's working. She's doing her thing. She got to still live her life. But I barely get to see her because I'm working and I'm traveling. I'm trying to change the world in my own little way. I don't really have the time. I want the time, but it's sacrifices. That's why I'm trying to get everything together right now so I can spend more time with my mother. I can spend more time with my family. I can spend more time with the people that I care about the most, because that's the most important. The most important thing for me in my life, first and foremost, will always be family. But I had to sacrifice them. I had to sacrifice my friends. I had to sacrifice my whole lifestyle. You got to do that if you want to be great. I know guys that say that they stay up for 22 hours weekly. I seen some of my Asian guys. They come from Asia. They live together in an apartment by 10. Put their money together, start a little business. Everybody work there. They hire their cousins. They hire their uncles. Everybody work there. Everybody come up together and they branch out. But they had to give up some toys. They had to give up some nice clothes. They had to really sacrifice and really eat rice and noodles. Ramen and OJ, like Jonah Lucas and Lil Baby. They came up on ramen and OJ because they was trying to survive. But they had to sacrifice those 5 years, living by 10, eating bullshit food to make sure that they can have a future forever. And sometimes all it takes is 5 to 10 years. 5 to 10 years and your life can totally change. I think that was a quote. Don't quote me on this. I think someone said that you overestimate what you could do in a year and underestimate what you could do in 10. And that resonated with me because, man, 10 years of grinding and you just have, bro, I was making so much money selling logos and graphics. I didn't even notice it because I've been doing it for 10 years and boom, the money just coming in. I'm like, this is great. And I stopped. I just stopped doing it because I didn't see myself doing that long term. But I sacrificed 10 years for that. But what I learned through that sacrifice was I built character because when it was tough, the first 3-4 years, I didn't make no money selling logos and graphics. But the next 6 years, I survived off of it when I was blowing my basketball money. Survived off of it. So what I'm telling you is that you're going to have to make some sacrifices whenever you're trying to be great because ain't nothing going to be easy and nothing ain't going to be handed to you. Every billionaire I know had to make a bunch of sacrifices with their time, with their dignity, with their ego. They had to sacrifice. Quick ad. Please, if you got time, go to TyrenJohnson.com. Check out my website. I just dropped a new ebook, How to Make Them Pay. I got a bunch of online training on there, and I got some TRUF Life merch up on there too. If you got some time, please go check out the website, TyrenJohnson.com. But back to it, man. I had to sacrifice my lifestyle. I had to sacrifice the music I like listening to. I had to sacrifice the food I like to eat. I had to sacrifice the people I like to be around me. I had to sacrifice everything. I had to sacrifice women. I never really dated European women. I always flew girls from America. So that was tough for me. I just wasn't interested in European women. I didn't speak the language. They had a preconceived judgment of me. A lot of them that I met, it was like, you're a basketball player, so you probably only want sex. So I built the wall and I wanted nothing to do with them. So I was just like, you know what? I'm going to just fly girls from America. I had to give up all of that. And I found myself in, you're in a dark place whenever you just going to the gym and you coming home. You got to understand when you playing basketball professionally or you're in any corporate job, there's energy in there. Whenever you don't speak the language and whenever you don't have any type of voice, that gets frustrating. So I had to sacrifice all of that. And one of the biggest things I had to sacrifice was my ego. Because I just knew that whatever the topic was, I was going to lose. Any topic that goes on while I'm playing basketball over here, I'm going to lose. Because they're not going to understand me. They're not going to understand my point of view or my perspective because I'm different from them. And I understand that. That's the sacrifice that I have to take. Some guys try to fight that, and some guys end up fighting themselves and putting themselves in a situation where they're steadily fighting with these people that have been living this way for hundreds of years. Bro, you're not changing them. You're going to have to make sacrifices. Whenever you want to get to the next level, it's going to get worse. The higher level you get up, it's going to get worse. Have you ever seen EuroLeague coaches arguing with their players, talking to their players? They're red in the face. I'm a grown man. I don't want no man screaming at me. I'm 32 years old. A coach screaming at me. In America, coaches don't scream at you. They tell you what to do. Either you can do it. If not, we find the next man to do it for you. In Europe, coaches scream at you, bro. Do I like it? Hell no. But what can I do about it? I can't do nothing about it besides retire. I'm not about to let some coach yelling at me retire me. It's something that comes with the culture. I understand it. I'm open-minded. You got to deal with it. But you're going to have to sacrifice your ego. Your teammates not going to understand you. You're not going to understand them. You got to sacrifice your ego. You're in a workplace, people going to be doing things that you don't agree with. You don't know them. They come up different from you. You got to sacrifice your ego. Because at the end of the day, you got to look at what's the end goal. What are you really trying to get done? What's in between you and getting that done? Whatever that is, everything got to be sacrificed for that. Don't sell your soul. Don't go out here being out of character. But at the end of the day, make sure that you doing all that you can, because sometimes we get caught up in, well, they got to respect me, or we get caught up in our respect. And what you don't understand is it's not even a matter of respect. They're just different. And if they own it, if they own your check, don't expect anything to be fair. Don't expect people in business to be honest with you or fair to you. It's business. And you're going to have to make some sacrifices. If you want to get on top, you're going to have to make some sacrifices to where you controlling the narrative. You can talk how you want to talk, dress how you want to dress when you own the joint. But if you don't own the joint, you got to make some sacrifices, bro. You have to sacrifice all that to be successful because, like I said, we're not doing no victimhoods. We're not playing the victim. Can't do that. Whenever you start playing the victim, man, you're almost a sorry excuse of a human for me because you're wasting your time. You got to sacrifice so that you can own the situation and you can control the narrative. If not, you got to sacrifice until you get into that ownership role. Map out a guideline, map out a timeline of where you want to be 10 years from now so that you can be living as comfortable as possible. Some people can put up with certain things. Some people can't. Make sure that you know what it is and make all the sacrifices to get what you need to get. That's all I got. Short and sweet. Please subscribe to the channel. Please like this video. Leave a comment. If you're listening to this from Apple Podcasts, please leave a review. That's about it, man. Share this with your friends. Get the word out. Trying to help me grow. Until then, every day you got to make them pay so that you can live a truth life. I'm out, baby.